What's going on? My name's Connor. I'm actually the best tracer to ever grace the face of the earth, and I've been training parkour outside of the city, like in my backyard, for the better part of a decade. So when it comes to training outside of, ideal conditions, I consider myself quite the expert. So the first way you can train parkour without like a city is actually a way you can train without any objects at all, and that's called plyometrics. Now, it's not necessarily the flashiest of things. In fact, you look pretty stupid when you're doing it, but it definitely forms the building blocks for a lot of different movements you're going to be doing in parkour. The plyo jump involves jumping with both of your feet together. You're going to bend down slightly, rock both of your arms back, and then explode upwards while extending both legs. Repeat this multiple times, and you've got some plyo jumps. If you're training in a grassy environment like I often do, then you're going to want to grab tape or just something to mark where you're going so you can practice that accuracy. And if you want, you can invest in like a flat ground bar like this that holds itself up. I think I might have a video of me jumping on one, but mine broke a while ago. I used to have one. I don't even know if you can see my face here. You might not even be able to. Like, my head might clip, but I don't even know. It might not. We're gonna find out. Anyway, number 2 is gonna be the stride jump. So this is kind of like the plyo jump. It's very similar to the plyo jump, but the only difference is that you're gonna be going off of one leg. In order to do a stride jump, you're gonna jump onto one leg. For me, I usually jump off of my non-dominant leg and then lead with the other one. That's just more comfortable for me, but it can be different for different people. So you're just gonna jump onto one leg, and then you're gonna drive your other leg forward, especially drive that knee forward to get you a lot of momentum going, in the direction you want to go. And then you're gonna bring both of your legs together and land just like you would with the plyo. I don't know if I mentioned this. I actually don't think I mentioned this, but when you're doing any kind of jump like this, you're gonna want to be landing primarily on the balls of your feet, the area right next to your toes. This is gonna prevent any injuries, and it's generally the safest way to land on anything. And if you're doing these jumps on actual objects, you're gonna want to land on the edge of the object on the ball of your feet. So the stride jumps, you can jump into a plyo with them, or you can just continuously do stride jumps. Either one works. This is a bad idea. Dude, if I fall, I will fucking die. So as you know, in parkour, there are a lot of like crazy vaults and shit you can do. So just to basically get over objects. But the thing is, you can actually practice these vaults perfectly fine on the ground. So the first of which is the safety vault. This is the best one for beginners to learn, as you can probably guess from the title. You're just going to take your dominant hand, you're going to put it on the ground, take your non-dominant leg, and you're going to put that on the ground parallel to it, and you're just going to bring your dominant leg through those two things. And I'm going to get down because this is definitely not a good idea, and I have the feeling that this desk is gonna break under my weight literally any minute. The speed vault incrementally is a lot harder than the safety vault, but I'm gonna go with it next just because it does build off the safety vault. Only main difference is that you're not putting that leg on the block, you're just going straight over your hand. So you're gonna jump off of your dominant leg like you would with the safety vault. You're just gonna put that same hand on the block, or in this case the floor. You're just gonna put that same hand on the floor and then just push through and kick your leg to the side. I know this looks really stupid, but it does build into the actual speed vault. The speed vault's probably one of the fastest vaults, but with it comes the fact that you can't really vault over too high up objects. You can basically only vault over objects so you can jump over, and you can get a little higher than that because you have your hand. The most popular vault in parkour, I would say, is the Kong vault because it balances speed with versatility. So the Kong vault, you can jump over extremely high objects, and it's actually pretty fast. So the way it works is you're gonna take both your hands, you're gonna jump towards the object, and you're just gonna push yourself through. On the floor, it's the exact same kind of concept. You're just gonna put both hands on the floor and then kind of push yourself through. You want this vault to kind of mimic the motion of a handstand, especially when you're doing it on the floor. So if you know a handstand, it's gonna come a lot easier. It's basically the same as a handstand, but you don't push yourself all the way inverted, and then you basically throw the ground away from you. And then the last vault I'm going to be going over that you can do on the ground is the side vault. This one's kind of a combination between the Kong vault and the speed vault. So basically you're going to put 2 hands on the block, and then you're going to start pushing yourself over, but instead of going straight through like a Kong vault, you're just going to kick both of your legs over the side and get over the object. These are some of the most common vaults that you'll ever learn in parkour, and these are actually the first 4 vaults that I personally ever learned in my like kind of parkour journey. Now, being as obsessed with flips as I am, I can't help but teach you some kind of flip in this video. So the first kind of quasi flip I'm going to teach you is just the shoulder rolls. Obviously it's not a real flip, but it's a great method for getting into doing flips, as well as just parkour in general. It's really good for parkour because it can be used to save you, and it's good for taking large impacts. You're just going to make a diamond with your hands, throw that diamond on the ground, and then roll over your dominant shoulder. You're going to roll over the meaty part of your shoulder, like around here, and this will allow you to disperse the impact of any drops you take. Now that you know the shoulder roll, that is also kind of the building block for learning like side flips and front flips. So if you want to learn a side flip or a front flip, which you can take outside, go watch this video right here where I teach you exactly how to do just that.